Stop, right where you are. Stop. Do not scroll past this moment, for this is not a coincidence, nor is it an accident of a digital algorithm. I have orchestrated the very seconds of your life to bring you to this exact point in time. You think you stumbled upon this voice by chance, but I have been calling your name in the silence of the stars since before the foundations of the world were even laid. Listen to the weight of my words, for this is a divine interruption. I am not here to entertain you, and I am not here to provide you with a temporary distraction from your day. I am here because the window of grace is narrow, and the door to eternity is moving upon its hinges. Can you hear it? Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere? This is your last appointment, a sacred meeting between the Creator and the created, a moment where time stands still so that your soul can finally breathe. I have watched you search for answers in places that left you empty, but today I am the answer that is looking for you. This is the weight of eternity pressing against your heart. This is a signal from the heavens, a beacon of light in the gathering darkness. Press like right now as an act of agreement with the movement of my spirit, and subscribe to stay under the sound of my voice, for I have much to reveal to you in the coming moments. This is the hour of alignment, where your heart must beat in sync with mine. Pause for a second and type, "I am here," or 7007 in the comments to mark this moment, to tell the heavens that you are present and ready to receive what I have prepared. Do not let this word pass you by like a leaf in the wind. The weight of your future is hanging on your willingness to listen. I love you too much to let you remain lost in the noise of a world that does not know your name. I am the Father who has been waiting at the edge of the road, looking for your silhouette against the horizon. I am the King who has stepped off his throne to find the one who wandered into the thorns. You are that one. This message is not for the masses. It is for you, and it is for right now. Stay with me, for the door is closing, but I am still standing here calling you home. I have been the silent witness to every hour you thought you were alone. I saw the nights when sleep was a stranger, and the ceiling of your room became a canvas for your deepest fears and most haunting regrets. I was there when you turned off the lamp, and the darkness of the room felt lighter than the weight sitting on your chest. I saw the mornings you woke up with a heavy heart, wondering how you would find the strength to wear that mask again, to smile for a world that only sees the surface of your life. I have counted every tear that soaked your pillow, tears you thought were wasted, tears you thought were forgotten, but I have kept every single one of them in my bottle. Not one sigh of yours has escaped my ears, and not one heartbeat of agony has gone unnoticed by the one who formed your heart. While others saw your productivity, I saw your exhaustion. While others saw your outward strength, I saw the price you paid in the secret of your soul. Listen to me now. You are not invisible. You have never been overlooked or forgotten in the shuffle of the universe. I saw you in the quiet moments of the doctor's waiting room, in the car, when the music was loud just to drown out the thoughts, and in the kitchen when the weight of the bills felt like a mountain you could never climb alone. Now, I want you to do something for me, right where you are. Let your shoulders relax from the tension they were never meant to carry. Slow your breathing down. Take a deep breath in, feeling my peace like a warm light filling your lungs. And as you exhale, release the control you have been clutching so tightly. I do not just see your actions. I see the secret hurts you have never found the words to speak. I see the guilt you haven't shared with anyone, and the shame that tells you that you are too far gone to be loved. But hear my voice. I am the God of the broken, and I am the God of the hidden. I've interrupted your journey today because I want you to know that the wall you've built to protect yourself is the very wall I am leaning against, waiting for you to let me in. Acknowledge my presence in this room right now. Type Amen or I receive in the comments to signal that you feel my peace entering your heart. Press like as a seal of this divine connection and subscribe to stay under this voice, for I am calling you out of the shadows. This is not a religion. This is a father finding his child in the dark. You are seen, you are known, and you are held by the very hands that carved the canyons and set the boundaries of the sea. I know the sting of being in a room full of people and yet feeling completely alone. I have watched you stand in the middle of a crowd, laughing at jokes you didn't find funny, nodding along to conversations that felt hollow, while your soul was screaming for something real. You have felt like an outsider in your own family, a stranger in your own social circles, and a misfit in a world that seems to celebrate everything you are not. You wonder why you are so different, why you cannot just fit in or find satisfaction in the things that satisfy everyone else. But listen to me. That loneliness you feel is not a curse, it is a mark. You feel out of place because you are not from here. You are a citizen of a different kingdom, and your heart is homesick for a place you haven't yet reached. I've set you apart, not to isolate you, but to protect you from the patterns of a world that is passing away. You were never meant to blend in. You were designed to stand out as a beacon of my light. Type, "I am chosen" in the comments right now if you have felt that divine separation in your soul. Press like as an agreement that you are ready to stop apologizing for the depth of your spirit and subscribe to stay under this voice, for you are being gathered into a family that speaks the language of your heart. I saw the betrayal that left a scar on your trust. I saw when the people you counted on turned their backs, or when those you loved most misunderstood the very core of who you are. It hurt, I know. It felt like the ground was shifting beneath your feet. But I want you to see what I saw. I allowed those doors to close so that you would finally look at the door that is always open. I allowed those voices to fade so that mine could become the loudest. You are my chosen one, and often the path of the chosen is a solitary one before it becomes a crowded one. I am leading you into a season where you will no longer have to beg for a seat at tables where you are not valued. I am building a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Breathe. Let the rejection of man fall off you like dust. It was not rejection, it was my protection. You have been preserved for a purpose that requires a heart that is anchored in me alone, not in the fluctuating opinions of people who cannot see your destiny. Stay in this stillness for a moment. Feel the truth of my words washing over the wounds of your isolation. I have not forgotten you in the wilderness. I have been with you in the desert, and I am the one who will lead you into the land of promise. The world may see you as too much or not enough, but I see you as my masterpiece, carefully crafted for this specific hour in history. You are not a mistake. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. Your longing for more is the pull of my spirit drawing you closer to the throne. Do not rush to fill the silence with the noise of the world. Let the silence be the place where we meet. Type, "Breakthrough is mine," to seal this truth in your heart today. I am with you and I am for you, and no one can stand against the one I have called my own. Press like as a final act of faith for this chapter, showing the heavens that you no longer fear the path of the chosen. You are coming home to the one who truly knows you. Listen to the static that fills your ears. The world is louder than it has ever been, isn't it? I see you scrolling through the lives of others, measuring your worth against a filtered image that was never meant to be your standard. The enemy of your soul uses the noise to keep you from the whisper. He uses the glitter of digital vanity and the relentless pursuit of more to make you forget that you already have everything in me. This constant distraction is a trap, a cage of mirrors designed to keep you looking everywhere except within where my spirit dwells. You are exhausted because you are trying to keep up with a pace I never asked you to run. You are chasing shadows while the sun of righteousness is standing right behind you. The ambitions of this world are like salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. But I am the living water. I am the only one who can quiet the storm of never enough that rages in your mind. I have watched you lose yourself in the hunger for validation from people who do not even know their own purpose. I'm calling you back from the edge of that exhaustion. Do you know how many times I've stepped in when you didn't even know you were in danger? I have diverted the path of the disaster that was headed for your door. I have silenced the cell that was turning against your body before it could become a name you feared. I have kept you from the accident on the highway, the meeting that would have led to your ruin, and the relationship that would have shattered your spirit beyond repair. You complain about the no that I gave you, but you do not see the poison I was protecting you from. You mourn the opportunity that didn't open, not realizing it was a trap set by the darkness. My hand has been a shield over your life, even when you were cursing the shadow it cast. I have been pulling you back from the ledge of destruction while you were busy looking at your phone. I have been fighting battles for you in the unseen realm that would have consumed you if you had to face them alone. This is the depth of my love, a love that protects you even when you are too distracted to say thank you. Stop. Put down the weight of having to know everything and be everywhere. The noise of the world is a lie that tells you that you are falling behind. But in my kingdom, the last are first, and the still are the strongest. I am calling you to unplug from the chaos and plug into the eternal. Press like right now as a sign that you are choosing my voice over the noise of the world. Subscribe to this channel to keep this frequency of peace in your life, for the world will try to drown me out the moment you look away. Type "I choose your peace" in the comments to declare that the distractions no longer have a hold on your heart. If you would like to support this mission to reach weary souls, you can do so through a super thanks, but my greatest desire is simply for your undivided heart. Let your mind settle. Let the static fade. I am here in the gap between your thoughts. I am here in the breath you just took. Stay in this space with me, for the world has nothing for you that compares to the treasures I have hidden in the silence. Look at the horizon. Can you feel the atmospheric shift? There is a weight in the air today that was not there yesterday. You have sensed it in your spirit, even if you could not name it, a feeling that things cannot continue as they are, that the world is tilting on its axis, that a great conclusion is drawing near. For centuries, my patience has been a vast, shoreless ocean. I have held back the winds of judgment, allowing my grace to fall like rain on the just and the unjust alike. I have waited. I have lingered. I have knocked until my knuckles were sore, hoping that one more soul, one more heart would turn toward the light. But listen to me carefully. Even the longest day must eventually meet the sunset. My patience is an expression of my love, but my justice is the foundation of my throne. I cannot allow darkness to claim the earth forever. I cannot remain silent while the cries of the broken are drowned out by the laughter of the proud. The scales are moving. The tipping point has arrived. The world has become calloused, its conscience seared by the heat of its own desires. People call evil good and good evil. They mock the sacred and crown the profane. Do you think I do not see? Do you think the creator of the eye does not observe the shadows? I have watched the foundations of morality crumbles, and I have seen the hearts of many grow cold. This is why you feel that restlessness in your chest. It is my spirit groaning within you, signaling that the season is changing. I do not say this to spread alarm, for there is no panic in heaven. I say this to awaken you. A slumbering soul is a soul in danger. The window of grace is still open, but the frame is beginning to move. The invitation is still active, but the ink is drying on the page. This is the hour where later becomes too late, and tomorrow becomes never. If you can feel the gravity of this moment, type "I am awake" in the comments right now. This is your declaration to the spiritual realm that you are no longer sleepwalking through the end of an age. Press like as an act of alignment with my divine timing and subscribe to this voice so you are not left wandering when the lights of the world go out. I'm calling you to a place of safety before the storm breaks. You see, my justice is not the opposite of my love. It is the protection of it. Because I love what is holy, I must eventually address what is unholy. Because I love you, I must pull you out of the path of the collapsing structures of man. This tipping point is not your end. It is your beginning, if only you will choose to stand on the rock that does not move when the earth begins to shake. There is a divine urgency pulsing through the heavens. Angels are standing at the ready, and the very breath of life is hovering over the waters once more. Do not be like those who saw the clouds gathering and went back to their games. Do not be like those who heard the warning and laughed until the first drop of rain hit their faces. This is my final call to this generation, a call to return to the source of all life. I am not asking for your perfection. I'm asking for your presence. I'm asking for you to recognize that the time of playing in the middle of the road is over. You must choose a side. You must find your refuge. Stay with me, for as the world grows darker, my light will grow brighter for those who know my name. The door is still open, but the hinge is turning. Come inside. I have watched you try to climb the ladder of perfection only to fall back down, exhausted and ashamed. You have been taught that I am a distant judge, counting your mistakes with a cold pen, waiting for you to trip so I can strike you down. But hear me. I did not create you for a checklist. I did not breathe life into your lungs so you could spend your days performing rituals that have no heart. Religion is the work of man trying to reach me, but grace is my work reaching down to you. I'm tired of your ceremonies if they do not lead to my presence. I'm tired of your beautiful prayers if they are whispered from a heart that is miles away. I do not want your good behavior if it is just a mask to hide your brokenness. I want your heart. I want the messy, honest, raw parts of you that you think are too ugly for a sanctuary. I'm not looking for a polished saint. I'm looking for a thirsty child. Look at the door of your heart. I'm standing there. I have been standing there for a very long time. I'm not kicking the door down, though I have the power to do so. I'm knocking gently, persistently. I'm standing outside the door of your busy life, your worries, and your religious duties. If you can hear my voice right now, if you can feel that pull in your chest, then open the door. I will come in. I will sit at your table. I will dine with you and you with me. Do you hear the rhythm of that knock? It is the beat of my heart, longing for yours. I don't want to meet you once a week in a building. I want to walk with you in the grocery store. I want to sit with you in the car during your commute. I want to be the first thought you have when you wake and the peace that covers you when you sleep. This is about knowing me, not just knowing about me. There is a difference between reading a biography and sitting across the table from a friend. I'm calling you into the friendship of the Spirit. If you are ready to trade the heavy yoke of religion for the light burden of my love type, I open the door in the comments right now. Let this be the moment you stop trying to earn what I have already given you for free. Press like as an act of faith, breaking the chains of legalism and shame, and subscribe to this family where we seek my face together. If you feel led to support this work, your super thanks helps us reach those who are still trapped in the cold halls of religion. But more than anything, I want you to stay right here in this embrace. There is no distance between us except the distance you create with your fear. Cast it out. I am not your prosecutor. I am your father. I am the potter, and you are the clay, not to be judged for your cracks, but to be mended by my touch. Rest in the truth that you are loved for who you are, not for what you do. The relationship is the prize. The connection is the miracle. The greatest lie ever whispered into the human ear is not that I do not exist, but that you have plenty of time. The enemy of your soul does not always tell you to say no to me. He simply whispers for you to say later. He tells you to wait until you are more successful, wait until you have finished your education, or wait until you have enjoyed the pleasures of the world a little longer before you get serious with your Creator. But I tell you, tomorrow is a thief that steals the grace of today. It is a mirage that recedes as you approach it, leaving you parched in a desert of your own making. You are gambling with the only currency you cannot earn back: time. I have seen you put off the stirring in your heart, thinking the invitation would stay on the table forever. You think you are in control of the next sunrise, but the breath in your lungs is a gift I lend you second by second. Do not be deceived by the silence of the heavens. My silence is not an absence of movement. It is a space for your repentance. But even space has boundaries. Even a season has an end. The door that is open today is not guaranteed to be open when you finally feel ready. You will never be ready. You only need to be willing. I saw you yesterday, and I saw the excuse you made to avoid the conviction of my spirit. I saw you say, next week I will change, or next year I will seek him. But hear my voice. The heart that repeatedly says tomorrow eventually becomes a heart that cannot hear me today. Every time you ignore the whisper, the wall you build around your soul grows thicker and your hearing grows duller. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you from a dangerous sleep. This is a moment of divine urgency. If you can hear me right now, it is because my grace is still reaching out. If you can feel this tugging on your soul, it is because the bridge is still standing, but the shadows are lengthening. The sun is dipping below the horizon. Why would you wait for the storm to break before seeking the shelter? Why would you wait for the winter to come before finding the fire? Type, I surrender now, in the comments to break the spirit of delay. Press like as an agreement with heaven that you will not let another moment slip through your fingers. Subscribe to this voice to stay grounded in the truth, for the lies of tomorrow are everywhere. Think of those who stood where you are standing now. They thought they had years, decades, or lifetimes to settle the accounts of their souls. They made plans for next summer, next vacation, and next promotion, never realizing that their final chapter was already being written. I do not promise you a decade. I do not even promise you the next hour. I promise you this: I am here now. My hand is extended now. My blood is sufficient now. If you have been moved by this message and want to help us reach others before their tomorrow runs out, you can support this mission through a super thanks. It helps us keep this light burning in the digital darkness. But more than your support, I want your surrender. I want you to stop running from the love that has been chasing you since your first breath. Share this with one person who is currently drifting, someone who is playing a dangerous game with time. Be the vessel that breaks their illusion of later. Type, Jesus owns my heart, to seal this decision. This is the hour of decision. The hinge is moving. The call is sounding. Do not look back. Do not look away. Do not say tomorrow. Say, yes, Lord, today. Look at the world around you. Do you not see the signs written in the headlines and felt in the very soil beneath your feet? The earth is trembling. It is not just the tectonic plates shifting. It is the spiritual foundations of this world beginning to crack. You hear of wars and rumors of wars. You see nations rising against nations, not just with weapons, but with words of hate and division. You see the heavens and the earth behaving in ways that defy the memories of your ancestors. These are not random events. These are the labor pains of a creation that is groaning, waiting for its redemption. I told you that in the last days, the world would feel like a woman in travail. The contractions are coming faster now. They're growing more intense. The peace of the world is a thin veil, and it is being torn apart. Do you feel the vibration in your spirit? It is the sound of the approaching King. I'm shaking everything that can be shaken so that only what is unshakable remains. I see the darkness that is being called light. I see the hearts that have become like stone cold to the suffering of others and hungry only for their own gain. Moral boundaries that stood for millennia are being erased in a single generation. Truth is being traded for my truth, and the ancient paths are being covered by the weeds of confusion. But do not let your heart be troubled. I told you these things must happen. The shaking is not to destroy you, but to wake you. If your life is built on the sand of this world's economy, its opinions, or its fleeting security, you will feel the terror of the tremble. But if you are built on the rock, the shaking is simply the signal that your liberation is drawing near. Type, "I stand on the rock" in the comments to anchor yourself in this moment. Press like as a witness that you see the signs and subscribe so you are not lost in the confusion of the coming days. The nations are in turmoil and the leaders of the earth are perplexed, but my children need not fear. While the world looks at the signs with dread, I want you to look up. Your redemption is drawing near. The shadows are long because the light is about to break through. Do not be distracted by the political theater or the economic collapses. These are but the shaking of a house that was never meant to last forever. I am preparing a new heaven and a new earth where righteousness dwells. This is your warning and your invitation. The ground is moving, but my hand is steady. Stay close to me. Let the noise of the world's panic be drowned out by the sound of my presence. If you feel the weight of this revelation, share this message with someone who is currently terrified by the state of the world. Be the voice of calm in their storm. Subscribe to stay under this frequency, for as the world trembles, my voice will remain your anchor. Remember the days of Noah, for as they were, so are the days of your generation. I watched as the people then lived their lives in total disregard for the heavens. They were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, building their empires and chasing their pleasures, completely oblivious to the cloud that was forming on the horizon. I sent a messenger. I gave them a sign. For over 100 years, the sound of the hammer hitting wood was a sermon of grace, a warning that the season was about to change. They laughed. They mocked the man who built a ship where there was no sea. They called him a fool for preparing for a storm they could not imagine. Press like right now as an agreement that you will not be among the mockers of this age. Subscribe to this voice so you can hear the hammers strike the sound of preparation that the world ignores. Do not let the comfort of your current season blind you to the shifting of the winds. But then, the sky turned. The first drop of rain was not a blessing. It was a signal that the time of mercy had met the time of justice. Can you imagine the sound of the crowds running toward the ark? When the fountains of the deep broke open, they beat on the wood with bloody knuckles, crying out for just one more minute, one more chance, one more breath of the air they had taken for granted. But it was not Noah who had shut the door. It was my hand that reached down and sealed the entrance. Once my hand closes the door, no man can open it. The same door that had stood wide for a century became an impenetrable wall in a single second. Type, "I'm coming home" in the comments if you refuse to be left outside when the rain begins to fall. Do not let the laughter of the world keep you from the safety of my presence. The ark is not a place of wood. It is a person. I am the ark. I am the refuge from the storm that is coming upon the face of the earth. The world today is exactly like those days. The warnings are everywhere, yet the mockery has never been louder. You are standing at the threshold. You can hear the hinges creaking as the great door begins to swing shut. Do not wait for the water to reach your ankles before you believe. Do not wait for the foundations of your life to wash away before you reach for my hand. I am calling you inside while there is still light. I am calling you to the place where the storm cannot reach you and the floods cannot drown you. Share this message with someone you love, someone who is still standing in the field ignoring the clouds. Be the voice that tells them the door is still open. I do not want anyone to be lost in the rising tide. This is the hour of the ark. Step inside. Let me seal you with my spirit. Let me be your peace in the midst of the upheaval. The door's moving. Come now. You have spent so much of your life trying to fix yourself before you come to me. You have tried to scrub the stains of your past, hide the cracks in your soul, and present a version of yourself that you think I would find acceptable. But listen to me. I do not need your strength. I do not need your long lists of accomplishments or your promises to never fail again. I'm not looking for a polished vessel. I'm looking for a broken one that is willing to be held. One word that is all it takes to move the mountains of your past and open the windows of your future. That word is yes. Not a yes to a set of rules, not a yes to a religion, but a yes to my love, a yes to my leadership, a yes to the identity I gave you before you were born. The moment you stop fighting the current of my grace and simply say, Lord, here I am, the entire treasury of heaven begins to move on your behalf. You do not have to understand the entire plan to trust the planner. You do not have to see the whole staircase to take the first step into the light. I saw the moment you almost gave up. I saw the night you whispered into the dark, asking if anyone was even there. This is my answer. This message, this moment, this frequency. This is me reaching through the noise to find you. Type, I surrender all, or breakthrough is mine, in the comments right now to activate this shift in your life. This is your act of faith, a signal to the spiritual realm that you are crossing the line from doubt into trust. Press like as an agreement with my spirit that you are letting go of the heavy burdens you were never meant to carry alone. Subscribe to stay under this voice, for I am gathering a family of those who have said yes to the call. If you would like to support this mission to reach more weary souls, you can do so through a super thanks. But remember that my greatest desire is simply for your heart to be at rest in mine. This yes is the key that unlocks the prison door of your shame. Do you feel that the weight lifting? The air becoming lighter in the room, that is the miracle of surrender. When you say yes to me, you are simultaneously saying no to the lies that have kept you captive for years. You're saying no to the fear that has dictated your choices, and no to the guilt that has kept you from my presence. I'm not asking for a complicated theology or a perfect prayer. I'm asking for the simple trust of a child. Just say I'm yours. Say it with your breath. Say it with your spirit. Say it with your life. This one word will echo through eternity, changing the trajectory of your lineage and the destiny of your soul. I have been waiting for this, yes, since the moment you took your first breath. Do not pull back now. The breakthrough is not in your effort. It is in your surrender. Let the tears flow. If they must, they are the rain that precedes the harvest. I'm making all things new in this very second. Stay in this flow. Stay in this yes, for I am taking you to a place of total restoration. Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. I am not just a God of creation, but a God of restoration. I've seen the years that were eaten away by the locusts of regret, the cankerworms of bad decisions, and the droughts of missed opportunities. I'm stepping into the ruins of your life, not to judge the wreckage, but to rebuild the temple. I will give you beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. You think that because you have lost time, you have lost your destiny. But I am the master of time. I can compress decades into days. I can take the lessons you learned in the fire and turn them into the fuel for your greatest harvest. Your finances, your health, your broken relationships, I am touching them now. Not because you deserve it, but because I am a father who loves to see his children restored to their full glory. Breathe in my restorative power. Let the tension in your body dissolve into the certainty of my promise. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, nor shall the flame scorch you. Hear me, the fire was not meant to consume you, it was meant to refine you. The gold you carry today was forged in the heat of your hardest seasons. I am restoring your peace, not a peace the world gives, but a peace that surpasses all understanding, even when the storms are still raging outside. I am restoring your joy, a joy that does not depend on your bank account or your social status. I am opening doors that no man can shut, and closing doors that would have led you to your ruin. If you believe that your season of restoration has begun, type, "I receive my restoration," in the comments right now. Press like as a seal of agreement with heaven's decree over your life, and subscribe to stay under this voice, for your story is far from over. There is a crown waiting for you, a mission that only you can fulfill. I have not called you back to the Father's house just to sit in a corner. I've called you to be a light in the darkness. I'm giving you a new name and a new authority. The things that once haunted you will now become the testimony that sets others free. You are no longer defined by your scars. You are defined by my victory. I am restoring your purpose, your vision, and your strength. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. This is the miracle of the yes you gave me. It has unlocked the storehouses of heaven. Stay present in this moment. Do not look back at the rubble of the past. Look forward to the city I am building for you. Your best days are not behind you. They are being prepared in my presence right now. Type Amen to seal this word in your spirit. If you feel led to support this ministry of restoration, you may do so through a super thanks, but my greatest joy is seeing you walk in your true identity as my child. Listen closely. Can you hear it? The sound of the hinges of eternity is groaning under the weight of this moment. This is the final seal, the closing of this sacred encounter. We have traveled through the valleys of your loneliness, through the fires of your refinement, and to the threshold of a new beginning. I have laid my heart bare before you today, and now the silence of the heavens is waiting for your final answer. Do not ask for another sign. Do not wait for a louder voice or a brighter flash of light. These words, this frequency hitting your soul. Right now, this is the final sign you have been pleading for. I've reached through time and space, through algorithms and screens, to touch the very core of who you are. The door is standing open, but it is moving. The sun is setting on this season of invitation, and the night is coming where no man can work. But you are standing in the light. This is your moment to be sealed, to be marked by my spirit for the day of redemption. Look at my hands. They are still extended, still scarred with the proof of my love for you. I'm not pointing a finger of accusation. I'm offering a hand of rescue. If you have felt the burning in your chest, if you have felt the tears prickling your eyes, do not wipe them away. Those are the waters of your rebirth. I am calling you to join this family of faith, to stay under the sound of my voice as we navigate the days ahead. Press like right now as your final seal of commitment to this journey, and subscribe to this channel so you never lose this connection to my presence. This is not about a video. This is about your life being anchored in the eternal. Type, "Jesus owns my heart" in the comments to announce your allegiance to the heavens. Let the spiritual realm hear your voice. Let the darkness know that it no longer has a claim on you. You are being moved from the kingdom of shadows into the kingdom of my marvelous light. Go now, but do not go alone. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. As you close this chapter, carry this warmth in your bones. Share this message with one person who is wandering in the cold, for you are now a vessel of my light. Be the hand that pulls another into the ark. I bless you with a peace that cannot be shaken, a joy that cannot be stolen, and a purpose that cannot be thwarted. The world will continue to shake, the nations will continue to tremble, but you shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. Your leaf shall not wither, and whatever you do shall prosper under my hand. The door is almost shut, but you are safely inside. Seal this word, seal this moment, seal your destiny. Type Amen or It is done to conclude this divine appointment. I love you with an everlasting love, and I will never let you go. It is finished. It is done. You are mine.